the 2020 Boylesports Irish Derby consolation final in 1 Toolmaker Sydney, 2 Razzle Dazzle Peaky, 3 in the Satchel, 4 Scooby Princess, 5 Dear Jet Sydney, and out in trap 6 we have Frankie's Jet. The hare coming up behind traps, racing, good start by trap 2. Razzle Dazzle Peaky leads into the opening turn, 5 Dear Jet Sydney edging inwards all the time, but it is 2 that clears the bend. Razzle Dazzle Peaky in second spot, 6 Frankie's Jet, now trap 1 Toolmaker Sydney with room to race. He'll fly to the third bend, but he need to get by because Razzle Dazzle Peaky will stay on strongly to the third bend. He doesn't get through, and it's Razzle Dazzle Peaky on by 2 lengths. Toolmaker Sydney trying to come back for more. 4 Scooby Princess flying behind, but Razzle Dazzle Peaky, that was over from the early yards. Once he cleared the corner, he was going to be very hard to contain. Trap 1 Toolmaker Sydney powered into the third bend but couldn't get by, and Razzle Dazzle Peaky wins in 29-19. A stunning run by the Neelis O'Connell trained star.
Well, it's after racing here at Shelbourne Park. The stands, well, basically as empty as they were through racing. We've seen a tremendous winner of the 2020 Boylesports Irish Greyhound Derby, Newinn Taylor. We'll discuss the Derby in just a few moments, myself and Kevin. But before then, let's take a look back at the final of the Michael Fortune Memorial Derby Plate.
There's the bell. This is the Michael Fortune Memorial Derby Plate decider. 1 Black Parachute in 2 Ravenswood Mango, 3 Sweep the Yard, 4 Lemon Boris in 5 Toolmaker Daddy, and 6 is Lemon Aussie. Here coming up behind traps. Racing, good start by 2. Ravenswood Mango leads into the opening turn, poised on the outside. 5 Toolmaker Daddy, 1 is up the inner. Black Parachute but around the bend, and it is 2 Ravenswood Mango, but Black Parachute close in second. Then comes 5 Toolmaker Daddy, but Ravenswood Mango still on by 3 lengths, but Black Parachute is looming large now in second spot. He bridges the gap, it's down to 1.5 lengths. Force eases stride slightly there on the same racing line as Ravenswood Mango, who eases off, opens up the gap, and Black Parachute shoots through and goes on to score from 2 Ravenswood Mango. It looks like 5 Toolmaker Daddy contained the challenge to Sweep the Yard for third. The winning time 29-27. A fine run by Black Parachute, but also a fine run by Ravenswood Mango in defeat.
Yes, a tremendous performance there by Black Parachute, in the end proving too strong. Kevin, I suppose Ravenswood Mango, she was probably expected to set a strong gallop. She'd been running so well for Liam O'Rourke, but I'm afraid the wrong one slipped in behind her, Black Parachute. Although 4 or 5 lengths behind her at halfway, it was inevitable he was going to get there.
Yeah, look, we touched on her when she was going to the Derby, how well she'd been running. She was really flying out of her skin, and she's a real tough lady, a real good battler, but Black Parachute was the classiest dog in this field. If he got a clear run, he was always going to be the one to beat. And just for connections of Ravenswood Mango, the wrong one got in behind her, despite being a couple of lengths behind down the back straight. Once he got a clear run, he was always going to take some significant beating in the final.
And he certainly had a clear run off the final bend. When she swung wide, it was a case of off you go through the gap, and he duly obliged.
Yeah, very much so. Look, he's a dog that's good enough to contend the Derby final in itself. He was unlucky to go out during the competition, but he's one of the best in the country, and he was the standout in this field. Like you said, look, Mango ran her heart out in front. Running off the last bend just gave him so much room, and he capitalised.
Indeed, he did capitalise. But now we're going to take a look at the feature, of course, the final of the 2020 Boylesports Irish Greyhound Derby. Let's join them on parade first.
And the runners now parading for the 2020 Boylesports Irish Greyhound Derby decider in 1 BALLYMAC Wild, the youngest finalist, owned and trained by Liam Dowling, this son of Vulturi and BALLYMAC Breeze, well housed in the fence. He may edge in off the fence, but he has massive pace in the leading player. 2 MEENAGH Miracle, bidding to become the first bitch since 1999 to land the spoils, owned by Michael Core in Coal Island. There'll be tremendous scenes up in Tyrone. I can promise you, if this daughter, Farla Rumble and Rio's Girl, were to land the spoils. 3 KILARA Icon, Robert Gleeson trains this fellow, bidding for a second Derby success, owned by Gary Hicks, who's based in Dubai, a son of Droopy's Jet, KILARA Lizzie. None will be finishing faster. In 4 Pastana, what a professional, the track record holder, trained by Owen McKenna for Des Grace, a son of BALLYMAC Best and Coolavani Pet. He's been absolutely brilliant from start to finish in this year's Derby. Next in the the orange jacket of 5, we'll see BALLYMAC Cooper. BALLYMAC Cooper, one of 2 runners here for Liam Dowling, who of course won the Derby with BALLYMAC Matt, and this fellow is a son of BALLYMAC Matt, bidding to become just the 2nd greyhound in history to win a Derby and emulate his father. This son of BALLYMAC man on BALLYMAC Scala, top class brood bitch. And out in 6 is Newinn Taylor, a brilliant son of Droopy's Buick, who sadly passed away during the week. Perhaps this would be a very fitting winner. Trained by Graham Holland for Simon Taylor, an exceptional greyhound with 15 wins from 17 starts, already a classic winner of course. He won the Produce Stakes, ideally housed in the striped jacket, and he's likely to go to traps the warm favourite. You heard the bell, folks. No Derby roared this year, but a tremendous Derby all the same. 1 BALLYMAC Wild, 2 MEENAGH Miracle, 3 KILARA Icon, 4 Pastana, 5 BALLYMAC Cooper, and 6 is Newinn Taylor. The hair up behind boxes. Racing, good start by Pastana in 4, cuts inwards, takes a bump. BALLYMAC Wild up his inside. Newinn Taylor gets racing on the outside. BALLYMAC Cooper between runners on the bend. Oh, terrible fall for Pastana. BALLYMAC Wild balked also, and Newinn Taylor on by 3-4 lengths into the back straight. From in second, 5 BALLYMAC Cooper. Then comes 2 MEENAGH Miracle, but it is 6 Newinn Taylor that's still on, but MEENAGH Miracle is in chase in second spot. It's MEENAGH Miracle closing on Newinn Taylor off the final turn. Newinn Taylor switches wide. Here comes MEENAGH Miracle. Newinn Taylor holds on to win the Derby. It's Newinn Taylor, the Derby winner for 2020. MEENAGH Miracle ran an incredible race in second. The winning time 29.61. Newinn Taylor had to work for the lead, but he got there and he dug in. He showed bravery, he showed class, and he'll be forever known as the 2020 Boylesports Irish Greyhound Derby winner.
Well, we're here with undoubtedly the happiest man in Shelbourne Park, Simon Taylor. Simon, you've just won a Boylesports Irish Derby. Sum it up.
I think it's one of those where it's not going to sink into tomorrow. Right now, it's obviously amazing, but I need to sleep on it, and it's going to sink in over the days, weeks, and even months. I can think about this in January and think, I'm completely delighted. It's not down to me. It's nothing to do with me. I just bought the dog. It's the breeders and the trainers that done it. It's Sherry-Ann and Graham Holland that done it. All I've got to do is buy the dog and turn up. That's it, really. So.
Well, Graham Holland, you've just won your 3rd Irish Greyhound Derby, but the mood here isn't anything like any of us expected.
No, it's such a shame for the 4. It's a great dog, a fantastic dog, and we're obviously delighted to have won the Derby. Don't get me wrong, but it takes a shine off when you see the 4 dog fall over and hurt himself. And I feel for Owen and the owner. I'm sure he'll be fine, and hopefully we'll get back racing. But I'm sure they will use the dog at stud, and it just I feel for the connections. I really do. I can imagine what they're feeling like now to get to a Derby final and the dog get hurt. So my heart goes out to them.
Yeah, great words. And you were in a similar position last week. But we must mention Newinn Taylor because there had to be a winner, and I suppose his bravery to get him around the first 2 rounds or first 2 bends.
Yeah, I haven't been able to see the replay because obviously the presentation and everything, but he didn't break as well as he can, but he ran a very strong bend, and that's when there's a bit of a pile up behind him. But the 2 look very dangerous at the 3rd bend. She's very strong, and to be honest, I thought we were beat. And fair play to the dog, he dug very deep, and she probably went the wrong side of him, thankfully, and he held on well, and we won a Derby, you know.
And so the record books will forever say that Newinn Taylor was the winner of the 2020 Boylesports Irish Greyhound Derby. Kevin, no doubt, he's a very deserving winner. We knew that before the race. If he was to come out on top, he was going to be a deserving winner. But it was just so disappointing the way the race panned out. And Pastana picking up that injury. Thankfully, we've been getting good reports since, and hopefully he'll be fine in the future. But yeah, it was deflationary for a few minutes. But then you realise Newinn Taylor was a brilliant winner of the race, and we have to reflect on his performance as well as what happened on the corner.
Yeah, look, we're doing this a couple of years now, and there was no one in the stands, so. It was already a quite somber night, but it really was. It was bittersweet, really. Even Graham Holland, I ran across there to give Owen a hand coming off the track, and Graham was coming out onto the track to greet his winner, and you even see it in Graham's face, the elation to deflation for Owen. Nobody wanted to see that happen. It was really unfortunate. Look, thankfully the dog is saved and he'll be fine. His racing career is probably over. Hopefully he'll have a successful time at stud, because this dog really was the public dog throughout the last number of weeks, and for that to happen tonight was desperately sad. But look, we've got to focus on the winner, and what a winner he is. He's a young dog. He's in the Lenz and Bocco mould, you could say a kennel mate, but he's just explosive to the corner, and that explosiveness just got him around the corner. Like when the four of them went into a line at the bend, you knew trouble was going to come, and you knew one of them were going to get round the bend, and it was Newinn Taylor's night tonight. He drove the corner, he got the lucky break on the bend, and once in front, MEENAGH Miracle gave him a massive shot, massive scare. Even Graham said at the far side, he thought that the bitch had him between the bottom two bends. She changed sides up the home straight, might have cost her, we'll never know. But look, he's a fantastic dog, and take nothing, it's not his fault. He can only do what he's meant to do, and he was brilliant again tonight. Time wasn't necessarily there, but look, it was a messy race. But yeah, congratulations to Connections. It's been a fantastic Greyhound Derby. I know in time we'll get over this, and we'll look back at it on a much more positive light. I'm sure it's just a bit deflating tonight when it happened.
It came down to a fact that Pastana went that fraction early, steadied himself, went again, didn't get the flyer, nor too did Newinn Taylor. Both BALLYMAC Wild and BALLYMAC Cooper came away racing, and we all of a sudden had a serious contest into the corner. BALLYMAC Wild looked perfectly housed on the inside, but Newinn Taylor, just as you say, he just got racing. He flew up into the corner, cut him across them and shot on, and then he opens up on really fast greyhounds down the back straight. He goes 4 clear. As you say, MEENAGH Miracle comes through. She looks all over a winner. If she stays to the fence off the last bend, but it's been pointed out she definitely is a middle to wide runner at times, and that's what she did tonight. She went to the outside of Newinn Taylor, and it's something that Michael Corr will probably regret for the rest of his days, but he got some tune out of this lady. But it was that opening 50 yards, 100 yards that really made the difference tonight. You know, Liam Dowling got those 2 runners out, and that's why he is the trainer he is. They didn't have the luck like Pastana, but you know, it was there, I suppose, forward movement in the opening yards that caused what happened.
Yeah, look, I've been saying all week that I fancied Pastana. I fancied him to win the race just because of what he'd done throughout the competition. But I kept saying that BALLYMAC Cooper was 8-1 and bigger in places. I've never seen that dog line up at that price, and I don't think you'll ever see him line up at that price again. I thought he was the one dog that represented massive value. All he had to do was take a flyer, and he did. I thought after 5 strides, I said Cooper wins it from here, because I've been waiting for him to take a flyer. I think it's a carbon copy of the Champion Stakes final, where Wild gets up the inside. Pastana was able to shoot round in the Champion Stakes. Tonight it was Newinn Taylor, but I think it's BALLYMAC Wild that cost Cooper in the Champion Stakes. I think it could be BALLYMAC Wild. Eventually, it's either BALLYMAC Wild or Pastana that caused the trouble into the bend. But Cooper, like, he must be very, very sore for Connections, because like in both finals now, he's done what he needed to do. He's took that flyer, he's come away racing. Like, he's probably going to go around that first bend into the back straight, no more than a length behind until the trouble, and he's only beaten just over 2 lengths at the line. He definitely lost 2 at the corner. For me, he's the unlucky story in the race. You got to say, like, MEENAGH Miracle, like, she's stonewall last on the way to the corner. Like, she's out of it at that point. Gets a dream run up the inside. I didn't even see her in the race until between the bottom 2 bends, until she got up the inside of Cooper, and I thought she'd win from there. She came up the inside in the semi-final, she came up the inside in the quarter-final. Why she went the outside tonight, I don't know. I'm sure Connections are probably scratched.
And she made the move. If she'd waited another second or two to make the move, she'd have been fine, because Taylor then started to drift around, and then she had to go even wider to get around him.
Yeah, look, it was brilliant racing from Newinn Taylor. It's what won him it. It's maybe what cost MEENAGH Miracle. When you get to the final of a derby, you never want hard luck stories. We want a brilliant race, a fair race, and all dogs to give it their all. And we've been lucky in so many of these derbies. I've never had to do one of these interviews where we're talking about the dogs that got beaten rather than the winner as much. And tonight it's just a pity that we are focusing on some of the dogs that got defeated, because almost every dog in the race, like Pastana cuts off KILARA Icon straight out of the boxes, leaves him behind. He's chasing shadows from the get-go, and all the others in behind had a hard luck story tonight. But look, take nothing away from Newinn Taylor. He had to go and do what he did tonight. Didn't start particularly well, but showed that explosiveness into the bend, drove the corner. There was trouble in behind, and he made the most of it. He's an exceptional Derby winner. Take nothing away from him. I would be shocked if he's not favoured for next year's. I put it to you that way. He's a brilliant Derby winner. just unfortunate in the circumstances.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that next question. He's not 2.5 years of age yet. Like, he's still a young dog. He's won 16 of his 18 starts. He's clearly a very, very special greyhound. Where next for him? Obviously, the Irish Derby is going to be, 12 months away. So we're talking he's nearly 3.5 at that point. We don't know where the English Derby is going to be next year, and one would assume it would be earlier, back in the early slot. So, be it in Nottingham or perhaps Toaster, which are talking up their chances and have laid their claims to it. Would you go to England with him?
No, not if he was mine. The English Derby obviously starts in a number of weeks. I highly doubt he's going there this year. For me, he's done a lot of racing for a young dog. Since he started his career, I'd imagine they'll keep him here. I don't see the need to bring him anywhere else. I wouldn't imagine he'll go to Limerick for the Ledger. If he was mine, I'd give him the winter off, come back for a Gold Cup here at the start of March, Gold Cup, Easter Cup, and Boylesports Champion Stakes, Boylesports Derby again. Don't break something that's not fixed. He's flying here. He's really flying here. He runs this track better than, I know he's only ran probably in Clonmel elsewhere, but he really runs this place brilliantly. The 5-2-5 in the Gold Cup won't affect him because he'll have that early to the corner, and I'm not saying he won't appear anywhere else, but I'd imagine if he was mine, I'd keep him to HQ and just get him back out in the coming months next year.
An Englishman, I'd be amazed if he didn't turn up in England next year.
Yeah, he may well.
Come March or come May time, I would imagine he'd be one of the leading chances for English Derby glory.
It will depend. Like, would you run him in Toaster as a wide seat if he was yours? I wouldn't, just because it's. I know they've done works to the track, and this is not me knocking Toaster by any means. Toaster put on one of the best derbies I ever saw as an event over there. It's what everyone should be aiming to do. However, the track doesn't lend itself to wide runners over there. We've seen that. Look, he's not mine. I have to try find something to beat him. That's what I have to try and do. But yeah, look, if he was mine, I'd be keeping him here. But yeah, I know Graham is more than willing to go and take them on over there, so he may well line up over there.
Well, all I can say is good luck trying to find one to beat him. Anyway, we have seen the end of the Boylesports Derby for 2020. A tremendous winner in the form of Newinn Taylor. He's a dog with exceptional pace and talent. We already knew that, but tonight he showed bravery, he showed guts, and he showed a real determination. He's a special greyhound, Newinn Taylor. I don't know where he's going to end up, but I look forward to seeing him. That's it for the 2020 Boylesports Irish Greyhound Derby. Already, I can't wait for 2021.